All right. So for today's video, I'm just gonna go through the ticker solo and kind of see what show you the things that I see and my mental process. And this video is mostly for myself, but if someone's listening to it and you learn something from it, that's always good. If you see things that I don't see, let me know. It's always good to improve. But basically, we have the sticker back in the end of June, early July. We have it go from the 180s, 170s, all the way basically to 6. And then we have this pullback, few months of consolidation, and it's starting to bounce again. So we have this new trend, and I would say it's a dead bounce. And I've been practicing a little bit of my swing trades, just a little bit, very small positions, but overall on this swing trades, I've made about $120, $150 on 2 trades, and I'll explain why I entered, where I entered, and where I exit. Just to break down a little bit on the fundamentals, we have Solo, which is it's a Canadian company, electric cars. Market cap is 325 million, which I would consider be high. And then we have float, which this will be, I would say high as well. Heavy float. November 10th, we had earning call. So basically, keep it simple in the fundamentals right now. Basically, the why I bought here is because if we go through our Fibonacci, and again, I explained this a little bit in my past video, but let's see, let's open recent. I've been tracking a lot of the Fibonacci retracements with combination Fibonacci. I use it as a guideline. I don't base all of my strategy on it. I also I consider the VWAP, trend breaks, percentages, all of that. So it's always good to track the trades and have an edge. Anyway, so coming back to the chart, the only reason I bought here, so let's go to Fibonacci. This little trade, I was buying into the 61.8. Very small positions in all of these. Got out for a very small loss here. So when it touched 78.6, it normally bounces. Even if you see it on the intraday chart, when the stock bounces to goes low to 78.6 or 61.8, right? It normally bounces back to VWAP, maybe to 38.2, 23.6%, and then it just dies. So it's a short. Anyways, I'll break down those patterns later, but I did bought into this percentage. I sold into this bounce, and then it came back down, and I bought again on this day because it broke the trend. So it's a perfect trend line break. So the way I do this is whenever a candle opens below the trend and closes above the trend with volume, normally it's the first sign of a trend reversal, or the first sign for an uptrend, or a move to the upward side. So I bought a little bit there, and I sold up to here, and now we have it all the way back up, almost to the high of previous high. I don't think it will go up more than 6 unless volume comes in. But anyways, that's just the way the overall pattern. So if we go to the intraday, we're gonna focus on this day. Again, I didn't trade it, but I'm just showing the patterns that I see. So if we let's remove this drawing. And again, for the Fibonacci, we want to focus on, we click it on where the previous day closed. Ignore this part because this is for this day, which is November 12th. So we're focusing right now on November 5th. So previously closed. We're going to go up to the high of day. Perfect retracement to the 38.2, which is bullish. VWAP hold as well. Right here we have basically triple bottom, like double bottom, and then we have a trend change here. It starts making higher lows. We have a perfect triangle. So there's a triangle figure. Same thing. Trend line, we want to focus matching the highs, lower highs, until the candle closes or opens below the trend line and closes above the trend line. Same thing as here. It marks I think it's the first sign of upward move, and this is what we got. So we got the upward move here. So this is November 5th. So this is what I'm doing on whenever I trade. I would go here, enter when this candle closes above. So I'm entering somewhere in this candle. And then my risk is the lower, like it will be. So if this candle closed at 3.23, or the lowest is 3.23, I always consider slippage whenever I enter a position. So my risk would be 319, 320. And then, so that I would enter here, risk that, and then my reward would be somewhere whenever it breaks the high of day. And then your patience, and you normally always get this upward move. So you can start taking profits somewhere here along the way. So that is for November 5th. So memorize that pattern. Now if we go to November 12th, we're going to see something super similar. So if we go to the same, we go to the previous close, high of day, right here. We're going to see a perfect retracement to the 50. See how perfect these retracements are? That's why I started tracking them, because they happen a lot. Anyway, so we want to do the same thing. We're going to be tracking the lows. In this case, we have a perfect break here. And then we start making higher lows here. And then we have this triangle formation as well. Same thing. It closes below. It opens below, closes above. And then you get that perfect entry here. And perfect retracement, VWAP hold. I would say it's a VWAP hold. And so your risk would be, what's the low of this? Candle 402. So my risk will be maybe 399, having that small slippage. And that's it. And then you start taking profits along the way. So remember, you want to have volume as well. Remember, I talked about this in my previous video as well, is the relationship between the chart and the volume. You want to have that volume. Whenever something doesn't move, either side, and it has volume, it's important to see that. It basically confirms the move that you're taking, the position you're taking. And that's basically it. So yeah, that's the way I trade it. I normally trade the first pattern of the day, because later on in the day, retracements do work, but odds are a little bit less. And for example, this one, HPI, all the way previous close, 470s. You can see it here, 470. Match it to the high of day, and look at the retracement. Perfect 50. That has a little bit of slippage, and then same thing. Trend line closes. Let's put this a little bit better. Matching the highs. So we have opens below, closes above. You can enter position right here on the next candle. Risk 581, slippage maybe 579, and then it's just a patience game. Just wait, and then you get this break. Take profits. You can take profits along here, and like I said, most times than not, this will work. If it breaks 50% of the retracement, technically it's not considered a retracement anymore. Healthy retracement, it will be a trend change. That will be more of a short. I've been tracking those ones as well. I'll go through one of them later. Anyways, that's all of my video. Like I said, mostly for myself, but if someone learns something from it, that's always good.